You planned out your week, you are focusing on squat. You go to the gym and you start with 60 kilogram. The next week, you add 1 kilogram. And the next week, you add 1 kilogram. The following week, you add 1 kilogram. At the end of the year, you're going to add 50 kilogram to the bar. At least that's what you want me to say, but in reality, it doesn't work like that. It actually works this way. You go to the gym, you do your squat, technique feels good. You're feeling your quads and glutes are working, everything is good. And then, so as next step, you start adding load and reps and your form stays solid. And as a byproduct, you are gaining strength and muscle. But then comes the next week. When you are looking at the heavy bar, you start to feel intimidated and you start questioning why it gets harder and harder to progress, even though it started all well in the beginning. And now you feel drained, your form is falling apart, plus you are not even feeling it in the targeted muscle anymore. Not to mention, injuries are starting to crawl up on you since your form is not as good as it was before. First of all, you are not going to PR every week. Your progression won't look like a linear line, but instead it's going to be wavy, going up and down. You should aim to get stronger, as getting stronger will improve your overall physique. And there is not just one way to do it, there are a few. And first is being under tension, right? But there is the caveat. Now, I don't like when someone says that do a 4-second eccentric, 2-second pause, 2-second concentric on the way up, and then that's 1 rep. Because that's not time under tension, at least not in my opinion. Muscle reacts to different type of tension. Well, essentially, it's one tension and then the muscle reacts in different way. And it's all about muscle fiber recruitment. Let's say that you are doing a weight what you can only lift for 4 to 8 reps. Then even at the first rep, the muscle recruitment is going to be high since you are going to lift something so heavy that it needs all the fiber it can recruit just so you don't die under the bar. And if you can maintain that and keep the bar on you for at least 40 to 60 seconds, that's being time under tension. That's actually being time under super high tension. But there is another way. Let's say that you are using a lighter weight and you are going close to failure, if not beyond failure. Maybe your set will start once you did 20 reps, because for that many reps, it's just so light that it's so easy for you to get that number that your body doesn't need that much muscle to be involved in the exercise. But after 20, when it gets harder, then it starts recruiting more and more fibers. And then at the end result, you will end up just like the first one, where even for the first rep, you need more muscle fiber recruited just to perform the exercise, but with one difference. With this one, you're not getting stronger. So you need to mix these, but there is one more thing. Your periodization will matter. If your training plan looks like this, and you've been focusing on squatting for 1 or 2 months, and you start to get to the point where you just don't feel like you're progressing anymore, then it's time to take a step back and either deload it and then work your way up again, or rotate your exercises and put something different on the focus. Maintaining strength is so much easier than gaining it. Different exercises can complement your big lifts and aid them to progress further. Plus, keep that in mind that whenever you attempt a PR, your form is not going to be perfect. It's going to fall apart, it's not going to look nice, it might look a bit awkward, but that's how you have to start, because if you don't try it, when will it happen? It won't. So we talked about the cycle of progressive overload and how it starts well and then turns upside down, and the ways to progressively overload by going under super high tension, using heavy weights to recreate the most amount of muscle even at the first set, first rep, or using lighter weight and going close to failure or beyond failure. If you hit a wall, deload or rotate your exercises. Training itself is not complicated, but when shit happens, you can feel lost. I hope this helped, and if it did, make sure to leave a like so more people can learn from this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment what you would like to see next. I'll see you in the next one.